The first schedule is to start off with the lighting of the lamp. Velaketradal, very symbolic to our roots, our habits. So we request our parents, the mothers, starting with Mrs. Vallirani. Please come to the stage, madam. Mother of Shanmuga Sundaram, Mrs. Pudidavati, Mrs. Swarna, mother of Shamraj, Mrs. Kamala Iswaran, mother of Ganesh, and our teacher, Mrs. Helen Jamalaidas. Please come.
He doesn't remember that he met you right now.
Next in our agenda today is the prayer song led by Kiran Kinga and group.
Om Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Jai Jagadish Hare Bhakt Janon ke sankat Bhakt Janon ke sankat Kshan mein dur kare Om Jai Jagadish Hare जो प्यारे फल पावे लोक विनशे मन का सुख संपत्ति घर आवे कष्ट मिटे तन का ओम जय जगदीश हरे मात पिता तुम मेरे शरण गढ़ किसकी तुम बिन और न दूजा आस करूं मैं किसकी ओम जय जगदीश हरे तुम पूर्ण परमात्मा तुम अंतर्यामी पार सबके स्वामी ओम जय जगदीश हरे तुम करुणा के सागर तुम पालन करता मैं मूर्ख कल कामी मैं सेवक तुम स्वामी कृपा करो भरता ओम जय जगदीश हरे तुम हो एक अगोचर सबके प्राणपति किस विध मिलूं दया में तुमको मैं कुमति ओम जय जगदीश हरे दीन बंधु दुख हरता ठाकुर तुम मेरे अपने हाथ अपनी शरण लगाओ, द्वार बड़ा तेरे। ओम जय जगदीश राहो, संतन की सेवा। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। तन मन धन सब है तेरा, तेरा तुझको अर्पण क्या लागे मेरा। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
You have gathered all of us in this beautiful place as world students, the parents, the wishers, our teachers, principals, and all those who are involved in the education. Lord, at this moment, we thank you for the wonderful seed you have sown in these minds to have thought about the reunion. Lord, we appreciate their generosity towards each other, the sense of gratitude they have for the school, and the sense of attachment they have for the school and also for each other. Lord, we pray that you bless all these people in a wonderful way, and also we thank you for the wonderful education that you have provided to all these people through Holy Cross School, because of which they are in very high positions in different walks of life. Lord, bless all their families members, bless all their endeavors, bless all they do in their life, they may be in business or in their profession. Lord, we pray for all those who are involved in their education, especially the teachers who have come here from far and wide, the students who have come from even from abroad to attend this meeting. Bless all of them, be with them, especially during this meeting in all the endeavor that we take. All this we ask in your infinite goodness. Amen. Our Father in heaven, holy be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our sins as we forgive those who sin against us. Do not bring us to the test, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
At this moment, we've had a wonderful connect with one of our ex-principals. We had 3 principals tenure during our period, beginning with Rajashako in 1979 to 82, who has at this point of time sent us a communication, and he is also trying to come through the Skype. So meanwhile, I will just read out his first communication to us. So here is addressed to us, to one of our main organizers, my dear Chandrasekharan. This indeed is an unexpected pleasure to read you and get your invitation. What can I say at 70 years? Those
The
memories
person whom you're trying to reach is currently unavailable. Please leave a message after the beep.
Alright, so we're still trying to reach him? Okay. Those memories are fading and it's a flashback. A flash of light at the spur of the moment. Events we lived lives eternally in my mind. The names you mentioned, Bro O'Reilly, Bro Arun, Bro Henry, Mr. Jeffrey, Mr. Premdas, Mr. Silveraj, Mr. Edward Joseph, all bring to mind a melody of unforgettable rhymes. May your lives be lived by your dreams and not pushed by your problems. And yes, the test of the morality of a society is what it does for its children. And yes, the golden period for education, sports and cultural activities of Holy Cross school continue to bloom, and especially through Nirtya to come. May the good Lord be with you all. This message comes to you from Hudson Bay, Canada, and brought to you by the magical colors of Northern Lights. Have a good celebration. Sincerely yours, Shako. The message I want you to read to all. So we will go ahead and read it because we are not able to connect. I am very happy to join you guys on this very memorable day. I must say, it is a special feeling like back in memory lanes. The fact that you guys are all together and enjoying the day speaks for itself. They say gratitude is the memory of the heart. It looks like you have abundance of it. Responsibility of caring for the future is in your hands, and I believe it is in good hands. I do remember working with Mr. Chawla, Mr. Kaliappan, Mr. Perumal, to mention a few. All our teachers and non-teaching staff, drivers, and our neighboring schools like Fatima, Holy Angels. There is an underlining for that. No, it is like not only you, brother, we also. Yes, I do remember the first intermatriculation school sports. Introducing the higher secondary section was another challenge. For a short while, I thought it will never happen. Then it did. Collecting funds for teachers' pension fund was interesting too. Then there was Nritya. Thanks to Steve Borgia and Jeffrey, it was a milestone in our history. There were no lack of challenges. With God's help and the cooperation of parents, teachers, students, and Holy Cross brothers, we came through it strong and clear. We did build on the foundation laid by brothers Nadu, Julian, John Paul, Peter, Ore, and Brother Francis. They were dedicated educators who spent their lifetime working for the cause of education and strengthened by their belief in their Creator. May this day be remembered for its faith in the goodness of humanity to create a better tomorrow for mankind. Thank you everyone, especially Chandrasekharan, who kept insisting that I share my thought with you on this occasion. Thank you, Chandrasekharan. God bless. Shako. It's wonderful and nostalgic, and he has referred a lot of our stalwarts, and we are proud to see all of them here. And our next principal was Bro Aurel, 1982 to 84, and we have, by God's grace, him gracing this occasion. So we would like to give a standing ovation to him. Our principal, 1984 to 87. So we also have the opportunity of having him here today, present between us. So we will give him a standing ovation too. In the year 1987.
Respected Brother Henry, Vice Principal Mr. Edward, and all our beloved teachers, my greatest friends and family. It gives me immense pleasure to look around and see so many familiar faces. What a gathering tonight. First, our teachers have played a vital role in our lives. They have worked to broaden our horizons, whether we realize it or not. They have opened our eyes to new opportunities and new possibilities. Tonight, we have an obligation to honor them. So, friends, let us all give a big hand and a standing ovation to our teachers for tonight. Okay. looks like we have a mic problem.
Good morning. Wow, it's all there. Good evening, Rajaram. Good to see you. Yes, you're right. Hi, Jeffrey. Well, very good. And are you okay for the lead message?
Yeah, but I see you here today. You can just give your peace of mind to the students now.
Okay, thank you.
Peace of mind.
Okay? Well, this is technology. I'm very happy to join you guys on this very memorable day, the Independence Day too. I must say it is a special feeling, like back in memory lane. The fact that you guys are all together and enjoying the day speaks for itself. They say gratitude is the memory of the heart, and it looks like you have abundance of it. Responsibility of caring for the future is in your hand, and I believe it is in good hands. I do remember working with Mr. Chalma, Mr. Mudaliar, Mr. Kaliyapet, Mr. Perumal, Mr. Adinarayanan, Mr. Doraisamy, Mr. Prabhagar, Mr. Sambat, Mr. Rasiklan, Mr. Shivapragasham, A.R. Mehta, to mention a few. All our teachers and non-teaching staff, drivers, Dr. Lakshmi, and our neighboring schools like Fatima, Holy Angels, Truly. Yes, I do remember the first intermatriculation school sports. For the Andre Memorial Basketball Tournament, for the Jeffrey Memorial Football Tournament, and they are all good memories. Introducing high secondary section was another challenge. Leveling the sports ground was interesting. Building the parents' block was another Himalayan challenge. For a short while, I thought it will never happen. Then it did. Collecting funds for teachers' pension fund was interesting too. Then there was Nirutya. Thanks to Steve Borgia and Jeffrey, it was a milestone in our history. There were no lack of challenges. With God's help and cooperation of parents, teachers, students, and Holy Cross brothers, we came through it strong and clear. We did build on the foundation laid by brothers Nado, Julian, John Paul, Victor, Orel, and to the Francis. I cannot mention, I share my thought on this occasion. Thank you, Chandrasekhar. God bless and have a wonderful day. And if you do have some questions, I have a few minutes for it. Thank you.
Chandu, thank you very much for behalf of the students. You are really taken up by your memory lane, and then you went to the memory lane. It's a real pleasure to listen to this.
Although 30 years have passed, I am sure, like me, most of us still remember fondly our time we spent in Holy Cross, sharing a lunch under the Ashoka trees, the time we spent, sharing a tribes, and the time we spent in joint studies. God knows what we did, we know that we didn't study. I'm sure we remember the last minute sharing of homeworks during morning school bus rides. And yes, I think it's safe to tell the teachers that not all the school boys have finished their homework in the morning. We enjoyed the time and the friendship we enjoyed during many holiday trips we took with our schoolmates and our teachers. In fact, these are subject of topic even till today. 30 years later, some of us could recall the first day to Holy Cross school. Please raise your hands if you can recall your first day to school. See, we already have. There we go.
Remember your first day?
Yes. My name was spelt as Ramasamy Prabhakar Rajaram. So I went around asking all the classrooms if Rajaram was present in their roster. And unfortunately, everybody said there's no Rajaram in your school. You're not in the school. So it was Vijay Kumar sir who found out Ramasamy, and he called me and said, "Is your name Ramasamy?" And I had to think for a while and said yes. So, okay. Today, we especially remember our classmates who could not continue their journey with us. Friends like Satish Anand, Sivalingam, Krishnamurthy, Adi Narayanan, and D. Ramesh. Our teachers, Mr. Madesh, Mr. Mahimadas, Mr. Kolande Swami, Mr. Arulappan, Mr. Balavendran, and Brother Francis are forever cherished in our hearts. So, why are we having this reunion? Why did so many of us gladly and happily give 2 months of our time to organize this event? And why did over 86 of us, which I'm sure is the highest registration so far in any of the schools organized, why did 86 of us travel from distant places like the United States, the UK, Singapore, Malaysia, Mizoram, Delhi, Hyderabad, just for this one day? Why did so many of our classmates offer unlimited financial support to make this a grand success? And why did so many of our classmates encourage us to continue when we needed support? There's a simple answer to all this. This is my take on this, but we don't see this as a reunion of our friends. We see this as a reunion of a family. This is not a class of 87 meeting. This is a family of 87 meeting. But seriously, why have a reunion, even if it's for family? We all know we are all in our late 40s. Some of us are married early, some of us late. Some of us have kids starting school. Some of us have kids in college. And some of us have grandkids. Some of us have succeeded in their careers, and some of us has fallen along the way. And some are still in the progress of success. The point I'm trying to make here is, at this age, no matter where we are in our lives, we can no longer depend only on our families like we did when we were 20 years, 30 years old. They did help us in studies, they did help us in our lives. But at this age, we cannot depend only on our families. We need friends. Friends who have journeyed with us. friends whom we can trust as family. Believe me, I have experienced this in my personal life, and I'm sure many of you have too. So friends, we have among us over 100 brothers that we can count on to take us through the next phase of our lives. We have spent most of our lives building financial capitals, our wealth and our careers. But now it is a time to build a social capital. Now, I'm sure many of you have heard this term, social capital. This is a new term everybody is talking about. What is social capital? Social capital is family and friends. We realize now, building wealth and at the end of your career, if you don't have social capital, your financial capital is of no use. So, my bit of advice on this would be to take extraordinary efforts to keep in touch with each other. Starting from this meeting today, invest your time with your friends, network with every technology we have. We have WhatsApp, we have Facebook, we have Snapchat, Instagram, we have LinkedIn, we have everything that we have in our disposable 4G phones. I would use them not to look at, we can look at good videos, I know, get that every day, but to keep in touch, to stay in touch, to network with all of us. And I would conclude this by saying, we the class of 87 may walk all over the globe. We the class of 87 may even walk opposite to each other. But we will always remain side by side. Welcome to all my friends tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajana. The next in our agenda is a heart pouring by one of us C87 students. So I invite Madhavan to read out that poetic heart pouring.
Once in a life immediately ceases to be present and enters the much guarded chamber of a body, the heart, collected, weaved and connected in a web pattern. Those moments are safely arranged in the folder named memories. These memories, whether good or bad, happy or sad, then drain our life. Quite often, the folder plunges open and the web untwines, then enters a present, sometimes even uninvited. Each of us has childhood memories, childhood home and childhood friends, school day memories, and finally, before we enter our full-fledged responsibilities, our dear school life. These memories invade our thoughts more often than any other. Like yours, my memory plays the same game with me. Those days of school, the wonderful castles where I was delicately brought up, the places where I learned the meaning of friendship, trust and love, the place which taught me to respect and treasure my teachers, where I once thought that exams, silly fights, art days, sports days, annual days were all what life was all about. As these sweet but painfully sweet memories fly past, I regret that I once had taken this all for granted and wish that I could turn the merciless wheels of time, just to relish the worth of those moments once more in my life. One by one, the faces of all those who have walked in and out of my school life. Some who have made a lasting impression, some who left a lasting vacuum within, some who meant everything then, some who did not mean anything at all. Every single face swims before my eyes all too often. And then I wish and pray that God gives me a chance to meet each and every one of them, to thank them all for the part they played into making me who I am, that the world sees today. Yet, the reality slams down on me real hard, that I may not feel some of them. Perhaps the most important ones who molded me. And I shudder when I ask, why has life changed so much? Sometimes I say to myself, unfair life, but later I realize that the God who sets the sun down on each of my days is wise enough to know who I need and of what time, more than I can ever fathom. And as God makes the sun rise on my days, now I thank God for His infinite wisdom. He knows my tomorrows better than I know my yesterday. He has given me new experiences, new friends, new routines, and of course, the freedom for new experiments, placing my absolute faith and trust in Him. Let us not pass each moment without relishing them. Let us not let any moment fly by without enjoying them. Let us not at all commit the same mistake we once did, taking for granted. Let us vow to ourselves that we shall take time to look at the flowers around and drown in their colors, smell the rain-kissed earth, feel the innocence in a child's smile, know the bliss of love in the eyes of a newly married couple, take to heart the satisfaction in the old couple's hand-in-hand walk. Yes, let us vow to ourselves to enjoy the beauty of this beautiful planet, each moment one step at a time. Thank you.
Order to the stage. And I also request Freddie to join him. And all the English and all the words, foundation laid in Holy Cross. தமிழ்ல நீ அச்சடித்த புத்தகமா அல்லது நோட்டு புத்தகமா? Do you want to be a printed book or a book written? We all are a book written. Printed book, someone else writes. But our life, it's a written book. We write our destiny. So, with the words you have given, the ideas you have given, the building blocks you have given, we are each one a notebook halfway. We have another 50 pages or 40 pages, we don't know, but we have crossed almost the 50% of our book. So all the good things written in our book is taught by you, inspired by you. So it is so nostalgic for us to have had the opportunity to see you all again. Now we start honoring our teachers with all our gratitude. So I request Freddie to assist me on this. I will go alphabetically and we will invite you, sirs, to come to the stage. If you have your wife, please get them too. Some of them have the honor of being a husband and wife as a teacher for us. But we would request you to come with family. And give us a short brief of where you are living right now. And if you have any couple of words of memories to share with us. Go ahead. I invite Mr. A.J. Silveraj to come to the stage. And
Students Abhijit, Anand and Anand Sharma, please.
Please, sir. It's a small memento.
Sir, one second, sir. Sir, one center. Ready, sir? Ready, sir? Ready?
And short and sweet. I was very much thrilled by this occasion. There is very few moments that we cherish in our life, and it is one such. And really, there are some virtues that we cannot but appreciate. This is one of it, the gratitude. And it's very rare to find this time that we live now, that people show that much of gratitude to people, one another. But I am proud that you are all brought up by us, and you have this virtue in you. Therefore, I really appreciate your gesture, and I really pray to God to bless you and your family and your children and your grandchildren and everybody in your home, to bless abundantly and give you all the support from your friends also, as it was told that this reading union is for again to, there is a beginning in this actually, it is not the end. There is a beginning, and this reunion will help you to be with you one another and support each other at all the times of need. Therefore, I thank you, my dear guys. I thank you very much. I cannot forget this moment in my life. Thank you very much.
Invite our staff, Mr. Aditya Sarangan, to the stage for this honor.
Anis Mohammed, Anil Kumar and Babu C as well, please.
Sir, Mr. Selvaraj sir, please. We have a honor. It's just
Anis,
our tradition, and this is Salem's unique tradition. Thank you, sir. Sarangan is not available today. Just come to know about it. So we go with Mrs. Alfonsa Kolunde Swami. She's also given a message that she's not able to be here because of her health conditions. So we will go next to Mrs. Anbarasi. Mrs. Anbarasi also is unable to make it today. Mr. Anthony Das George. So we request you to come with family. So our grand, Mr. Bala, Mr. Kishore and Mr. Anil. Kishore is the grandfather.
உங்களுடைய வரலாறு ஒரு சரித்திரமாக மாற வேண்டும் என்று வாழ்த்தி வாய்ப்புக்கு நன்றி கூறி விடைபெறுகிறேன். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
இன்னும் ஜோரா தட்டலாம்.
Dear friends, the fact that the batch of 87 was present indicates that I too have done something for them as a teacher. I also studied in the same school. I passed out in 1971, and these boys passed out 1987. I feel proud to have been one among the teachers to have these boys. Thank you very much.
Now we invite Mr. Arun to come to the stage to
Ready?
receive our humble.
Jai and Fabian, please go to the stage.
The class of 87 principal. And we remember the launch of Kalotsav during this period.
I know there are a lot of people on the way, hence my intention is not to keep you for too long time. However, as the nation celebrates today the Independence Day and salutes the great people who contribute towards this development of this nation, I would like to salute all the guys of 87 batch. For a wonderful effort of getting this reunion, and my mind goes back to 30 years, and I am convinced that the kind of education that we gave you was really meaningful. Not that I would like to boast and say, but I think we have done a little bit of our share in shaping you guys towards this performance, towards the growth, and I could see that all of you have grown physically, intellectually, and economically. That's a great sign. I think today, after listening to you guys and the performance that goes on here, the kind of education that today we think of is integrated education, integrated nationalism. Now today there is a kind of infused nationalism that's going on. There is a lot of people telling you what to do, what not to do and all that. But I think it's right and fitting that we think as you have grown up, as you are, many of you are parents, and as you are well off in the social ranks of life, you have something to contribute to this nation. And I'm sure all of you realize the importance, and then be it whatever it is the share, be it in a very, very small mite, it makes a big difference. And I'm sure that towards these aspirations of developing nations, and we'll be able to achieve quite a lot. I'd like to congratulate seriously Chandrasekhar and his team, Freddie and his team. I believe a lot of efforts have been gone on, and it's a very nice feel that we have contributed something, and then you have a share to contribute to the generation to come. Thank you very much.
Second center, sir. Ready? Sir?
Good evening, friends. As I said, Brother Arun, the same word I like to repeat. I sincerely thank you and salute for your gratitude. Thank you very much. Have a great and pleasant time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. The next is in the sequence is Mr. Ben Arumairaj. Request you to come with family, sir.
Good evening, everyone. I don't like to stretch it too far. At this juncture, I would like to thank the boys of 87 who really thought of us. But for that thinking, most of us would not have been here. So we, on behalf of the others also, and myself, I thank you.
The next to be honored is our grand old brother. I would request brother to be there. We will come and honor you, brother. We wouldn't strain you. So get the badge off.
Yes, I would like to call Karthikeyan, Kavi Arasan and Kiran.
This morning, I just want to congratulate you for organizing this getting together, the class of 87. I remember that I was your principal from 82 to 84, and that we had some problems. I had to shout sometimes. Yeah. And Brother Aaron was me in 84, and I went to the Northeast. So I was a few years in the Northeast. Now I am back in Salem since beginning of January 2013, and I am likely to finish my days here until I'm waiting until God calls me back to it. So thank you for organizing this. Congratulations to the organizers, and I do hope that our meeting will continue smoothly. Thank you.
To the stage, sir.
I'd like to call Kumaresh, Madhavan, Mahendra
Brother, we remember your discipline. Your discipline master days. You used to come around with a winding whistle. He thought it was a very big weapon.
Just recently, I got a WhatsApp message saying there is a drug available in the market which helps thoughts to be converted into speech. Can you guess what is that drug? Alcohol. Exactly. That's the brilliance of Holy Cross students. Give them a good clap. Being a teacher in Holy Cross School, which I started in 78, 79, the bonding in Holy Cross School made me to go to novitiate. I came to Holy Cross School on an experimental basis to discern and see whether I have a gift for being a teacher or being a brother. And the friendship of teachers, students made me what I am today. That carried me to a further step of being a brother, then, as he said, discipline master, then being a principal, being a chairman, and just finishing my doctorate in a subject which is closer to my heart, that is developing peace behavior in adolescents, strategies for aggression management and conflict resolution. I myself as a young boy went through a lot of conflicts, lot of aggression I had, and then I said, let me do some research on this subject. This has led me today to be a principal of a degree college in the Diocese of Belgaum near Hubli. The thoughts that come to my mind, our founder says, we are educators in faith. And faith does not need a reason. And 87 batch has told us and proved us by having this celebration get together that we appreciate without reasons. We are grateful to you, we are thankful to you. And I'm really saluting their motivation, their unity, their brotherhood. And Rajaram said, these days we need our friends, our families. They give us a healing touch. It is not the money alone or marks alone that heals our minds and hearts. It is the friendship that we enjoy. Today is a celebration of admiration, appreciation, recognition. I strongly believe and say, for a teacher, there is no need of any other certificate than the appreciation of our students. And that's what is done by our 87 batch. So, share one or two thoughts of our congregation. Ours is an international congregation. And when I was talking to one of the old boys, I said, number one, Catholic University is run by our congregation. I met a man who was the president, vice chancellor for 35 years, and he had 150 PhDs. 4 of them he had written, and rest were honorary. Father Hesburgh, Theodore Hesburgh, Notre Dame University. It is ranked 1 out of the 10 in US. Some of our students are in US. And I said to myself, this man could get 150 PhDs, why not me at least 1? So my dear friends of 87 batch, you are just crossed your middle age crisis. Now you are looking back, you may not have time to look front. I would like to invite you and challenge you that you look forward to build your family, our country, and especially Holy Cross School. And I invite you, and I hope this news will be spread to all the students who are passed, including 71 batch, where one is there. They will have a get-together to honor most probably that to unite each of us. Holy Cross in Salem requires a strong alumni association. I'm sure this 87 batch and other batches will follow, and we will have a strong Holy Cross Alumni Association years to come. The thought that I want to say is, academic achievement is directly proportional to achievement in life. If you ask Mr. Premdas what is direct proportion, as I was telling to the college student of St. Joseph, where I was a counselor last year, they were not able to explain. I had to explain to them. And the other thought is management thought. All management is people management, and all people management is self-management. And once again, 87 batch has told us, it is not the thoughts that matter, it is action. Self-managed, by self-management, they have told us we all can succeed and leave the motto of Holy Cross School, success through hard work. Once again, thank you so much to the 87 batch, and I am especially grateful to each and every one of the batch, and especially to Rajaram Chandrasekhar. Thank you one and all. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Priya. The next in the sequence is our Mr. Chinrayan.
May I call upon RVS Mani?
Vaga sir. ஃபேமிலி இருந்தால் ஃபேமிலியோட வாங்க.
RBS Mani, Manik Vasagam and Masila Mani, can you please come to the stage?
கொஞ்சம் நல்லா சென்டர் சேர்ந்தோம் சரி சார் ரெடி ஓகே
The next in the sequence is Mrs. Clara Irudayaraj. She is not able to come.
Okay.
Kumar, Mufaral.
Mr. Irudayaraj and Mrs. Clara Irudayaraj. Please come to the stage. We have to mention here that they kept telling we may be able to come, so many ifs and buts, but both of them are here. Wonderful, sir. Thank you.
சார் சார் அப்படி இல்லை சார் வாங்க கொஞ்சம் நல்லா முன்னாடி வாங்க ரெடி ரெடி வெயிட் பண்ணுங்க சார் இங்கே பாருங்க
Confused when I did travel. For the time being, for the past 1.5 years more, I am just under treatment, my dear children. And I have to thank the 87 batch for bringing me, for giving me the opportunity to come over here and see all my colleagues, especially respected brothers and my dear students. Thank you so much. It will be a memorable day for me, and I will wish you all the best in the rest of your life.
The next in the sequence is our Deepak Chauhan. Welcome, sir.
Yeah, from the students' side, Murali Kesavan, Muruganan.
Please do come with family.
Murugesan.
வந்துச்சப்பா போட இங்கே பாருங்க இங்கே பாருங்க அப்படியே சொல்லுங்க கொஞ்சம் முன்னாடி வாங்க மேடம் சார் நீங்கள் கொஞ்சம் முன்னாடி வாங்க ஓகே
Pleasant evening to all of you. எல்லாம் பெற்றோர்களுக்கு வணக்கம். I am simply overwhelmed with lots of emotions flooding my mind. So I'll make it very short. Today being the Independence Day, as we are saluting our patriots, today being a reunion of our children of the 87 batch, I want to salute their parents. I want to salute the parents and say thank you very much for giving us such good children to mold in those days. And I'm very grateful to you that today you see their growth, their achievements, and for me these are my assets. I stand in front of you and I believe this is like the Oscar ceremony. We are not going to get Padma Vibhushan and so on and so forth, all these awards, but what you people have done today are equivalent to that. We are very grateful to you. And I want to also tell you, you are able to do this because you remember your roots. Those who remember their roots are very firm in their life. They have a very stable life. They have a very successful life. And not only that, they give stability and security to all the others who depend on them. So today, as parents, you are bringing up your children. And one more thing I want to add here, do look after your parents as long as it is required. I did that, and I took a voluntary retirement in 2011 to look after my dad. It was a very, very unique opportunity God had given me to look after him till his last breath. So, besides parents, you also have been very, very respectful to your gurus. And today, most of them are present here. And my hats off to all your gurus also, because I worked with them in molding you all. It was a very, very pleasant journey, my dear colleagues. I would also entreat you to remember your Creator every day and also in the night as you take rest, because we do not know what's going to happen the next day. Only when you wake up, you realize that God has given one more day for you to go ahead. And I'm very happy all of you are well settled and you will do well in life. Keep in touch with us. Just as you need your friends, we need you. My son is an occupational therapist and he's very keen on doing his research. He wants to go abroad. And his only precondition now is dad and mom get well, be in the best of your health, otherwise I will not go for higher studies. So I've told him, don't worry, you go, we'll take care of ourselves because I have my other children to look after me. And finally, I will say, my dear friends, health is the only permanent wealth. So as you go towards your 50s and later on your 60s and 70s, there's only one thing that will make you feel comfortable, and that is health. So do take care of your health, and God bless you all. Thank you so much for this opportunity, for honoring me. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It reminds of a statement by Benjamin Franklin. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. So in this moment, we thank our parents for having chosen Holy Cross. They could have taken us anywhere. They chose Holy Cross, believing it is the best interest. So when you mentioned the parents, sir, this is what, because our parents gave us the opportunity and they believed in Holy Cross. and definitely Holy Cross is delivered. Now we have a small performance by our own children. So we will have a little bit break. Short break.
சேலத்தில் வந்து இங்கே சின்ன ஆல்பம் சாங்லாம் பண்ணிகிட்ருக்கோம். ஸோ இங்கே வந்து C87 ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ்க்கோசரம் நாங்கள் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஷிப் சாங்ஸ்லாம் பாட போகிறோம். A few songs. We dedicate these songs to you all, guys.
and your friends. And this band is called No Name. Because they are saying, yes, we are searching for the name, sir. Next in the sequence is Mr. Deva Sagaya. Sir, we request you to come.
Sir, send down, sir. Send down.
I just want to say thank you. What I have received from the Brothers of Holy Cross, I continue to give to the others. It is an ongoing process. So all that I did, all that I pray, all that I wish will follow you and your generations to come. This is the work of the Holy Spirit. Thank you.
Our Mr. Edward Joseph. Welcome to the stage, sir.
We request Panduvel Babu, G. Shanmugam, and Nikhil Shah.
What's your name? What is it?
I've already spoken to you in the morning in the school assembly, so I don't want to give a speech. But I just want to say that a business corporation is known by the product it produces or the service it provides. But a school is not known by the centum results, maybe temporarily known by centum results or state ranks or district ranks, but it should be known by the quality of the students it produces. And I can assure you that Holy Cross has produced such a quality of students, otherwise we won't be here today. This speaks itself. So, as Father Moro, the founder of Holy Cross Congregation, has said, true education is not only to mold the mind, but also to cultivate the heart. So you have done both. You have not only molded your mind, you have also cultivated your heart, and this speaks for itself. The product your school has produced, a human being with not only good IQ, but also with EQ, emotional quotient, and SQ, sociability quotient. All these things are necessary for life. As Anand Kumar was telling, we need to have our book written. Our life is a written book. And you have already finished half of the book, as you said. But still, the other half is there. I wish that it will be a better half. Better half in your life, you can write your own book there. And as Rajaram said in his speech, we should not only produce our capital, wealth, but also we should build our social capital. In economics, we used to talk about financial capital, money capital, and human capital. So human capital is very, very important. That is the social capital you should build. So accumulation of social capital is very, very important in your life. So I wish you all the best to do that. Thank you very much.